Hello YouTubers, you're watching Crafts at Home with Lisa. I'm Lisa, obviously. Today I thought I would try something and do something a little bit different than what I would normally do. So I thought I'd show you some few crochet steps. The reason for my thoughts, like I said in my last video, we're going to be grandparents again, so very excited. We don't know what colour we're having yet, so I've been knitting a beautiful yellow squares. I'm going to make it into a baby blanket in yellow and cream, so it won't matter what sort of colour we're having, as long as it's all nice and healthy. So that's just between me and you because it's a secret, kind of. So I thought, why not teach you? I'm self-taught on crocheting, and the very hardest, as far as I'm concerned, the hardest steps of crocheting is the first steps, is understanding and getting to know, and just basically just repeating the same stitch until it starts to work. And then when you're then holding the wool and things like that, which is something that I know is quite a big concern for people to do, once you're holding the wool and everything, it's you'll forget about what you're holding basically, and you'll just do the stitch. So I've got the yellow that I'm actually making the blanket with here, and it is a 4-ply wool. I got this from Hobbycraft in the UK, and it tells me that I should be using a 3.25mm needle and a 3.25 knitting needles, if that's what I was going to use. It's Women's Institute, soft and silky. I always use the same wool now because it's a really good quality. It's £3.50 a ball, but at the moment it's 3 for 2. On the bottom it does tell you how many metres is on the roll, which is great, because if you've some patterns, they will tell you how many meterage it will take to complete the pattern. So then you can go along, work out how much when you look at this part here, and work out how many balls of wool you need. Because I don't know whether it's just me, but if I'm buying to do, say, a blanket or one of the children cardi, I've made a lot of toys and things like that. If it's going to take 5 balls of wool, I'll buy them all there and then. Otherwise, they'll come with different barcodes on. And sometimes they can be a slight shade lighter or darker. Only very slightly, but it is noticeable. So that's something that you should really, if you're going to do a project, work out how much yarn you need and buy it all at the same time. So that's the first thing. We're going to need, it says 3.25 for this size wool, but I use a 4mm. I didn't like it with the 3.25. It was too close, and I like mine a little bit more gappier. Oh, there's the baby again. And I like the 4mm, like I say, and a pair of cutters. So I'm going to show you in this a couple of times. And then I've got some thicker stuff, which I don't know whether you'll find easier to watch. So I'm going to show you 2 or 3 times in this one, 2 or 3 times in this one, and I'm just going to do today a slip knot, a chain and a single crochet. That's it today. Because by the time it's taken you to understand those bits, that is really quite a... Oh, what is going on with my wool here? Something very strange. There we go. I mean, these are the basic stitches, but you can't do it without having mastered these. So the next video I'm going to do after this one, at some point, I've got some other clay work which I'll be doing and videoing for you, and some of it's air dry clay. I've got a rabbit's head I'd like to show you how to make, and I've got my journal. Inside my journal, it's got dividers. So I want to do something on them as well. So, but at some point I will do a second video which will show you how to do a double crochet, a treble crochet, a half double, half treble, and so forth. But this is the one, I just want you to get your head around this first, and then we can move up to the next one. So the first thing you're going to do is pinch the end of the tail of the wool on your finger next to your pinky. And then you're going to wrap it round and bring it back up and make a cross on the underside of your fingers. You're going to turn your hand over, so just kind of pinch the wool between the little finger and these two here. You don't have to pinch it too tight, but just so it holds it in place. You're going, whoa! Okay, let me try that again. I think my tail was too short. So into my cross, turn it over, and you're going to go under the first one, pick up the second one and drag it under. Now I bend my finger down here, if you can see this one here, bends it down. Oh, let me just get that. And then if you're the bottom of the needle, if you swing it round, so it's upside down facing you, like that, let go of everything, grab the tail and your yarn and pull. And there you go. Okay, I'm going to show you that once more. So pinch it there, wrap it round so it comes flat straight down like that. Make a cross, round, so hold it with you between these two fingers here, and then you're going to go under the first one, grab the second one. Now I bend my finger down to hold it in place, and then you're going to swing your needle all the way around so the bottom of it is facing you. So all the way around like that, and upside down technically. Pull your fingers out, find the tail and your yarn you're working with, and pull. And that's it. There you have that is your slip knot. So the next thing we're going to learn to do is chain. Now this is called a single crochet in UK terms, but please note I am working with US terms. It's definitely, UK terms is very confusing. US terms is much easier. It kind of makes sense to you. This is called a chain. It's going to be a chain. In the UK I think this is a single crochet. But this is not a single crochet. This is a chain. Okay. So US terms. Just remember US terms. So you're going to hold your yarn. You're going to wrap it around your finger. You don't have to hold it like this. There is no right or wrong way of doing it. It is entirely up to you how you want to hold it. Whatever feels comfortable. And you're just holding it and supporting it and giving it a little bit of tension. You're not holding it like so it can't move, because that's something I'm trying to teach my mum at the moment, and it's very difficult because she's anchoring down so hard on the chain, on the wool, that it's making the chain so tight that she can't get a stitch into it. So that's really important. When you hold it, just wrap it around, well, whichever way you want to, and then normally I hold it so it goes over my finger, but to start with, because there's nothing there, it's a little bit more difficult, I'll hold it here. Okay, so we're going to, let me move that from under there so you can see. So you're going to, like that, I always support it and hold it with this finger, so you've got full control over it. So you're going to go under, so you always go under, okay, so under, pull it through the original chain, look, and again, under, pull it through the chain, under, pull it through the chain. Now as it starts to get bigger, look, I will hold it there and then just feed my finger underneath, so on top of my finger, look, and then underneath the wool, so like so. My little new granddaughter, if you can see what I'm doing. And I also, by holding it and pinching it with these two fingers, my finger and my thumb, means I can pull it down slightly, which will end up making the stitch slightly longer, in effect, making it the shape of the needle. So when you pick up your stitch, your needle's facing upwards. As you go to put it through here, you're going to twist it. So you're going to turn sideways and pull it through. And back facing upwards. Because then you're going to pick up your yarn again. And you're going to come back down, you're going to twist it towards yourself, because if you look at the shape of the needle, it's like a teardrop. So your yarn, once you've picked it up, and your stitch here is like the shape of a teardrop. So if you make it so that one fits inside the other, look, straight in. There's no, don't pull it too tight, you are completely in control. And then once you've done masses of chains, and you've figured it out, you'll just do it without even thinking about it. So the next thing I'm going to teach you is a single crochet. So we're going to go back into these chains now. So we're going to go back into that one, and it won't matter which chain you go into, and it won't matter what it looks like. All you're looking at doing right now is just doing a lot of them so that you can get your head around doing them. So I've gone through the chain, I'm going to pick up my yarn, pull it through, pick up my yarn and go through. Okay, so we're going to go through the next chain. Now if you notice there's a big hole on that chain there. That's not the chain you want to be going through, that's the one you've already used. Let me just zoom that in so you can see it. If you can see that little hole there. So you're going to go through the next chain. Now this can be quite a difficult thing to see. But all you want to do is go through the next chain where the hole is. So through the chain, pick up the yarn, come back through, loop over and go through. And there's your single crochet. So you see a hole again there, look. That's the open stitch, okay? That's when you've just done. So we're going to go through the yarn, through the stitch, the chain, pick up your yarn. We're going to go back through, pick up your yarn and pull it through both. And that's basically it. And what you want to be doing is like a bucket load of those. And then all of a sudden you'll realise, and without even thinking about it, you'll be doing it. And then at some point I will put a video on doing the double crochet, treble crochet, half double, half treble. Okay, remember it's all in US terms. I don't like working in UK terms. So I'm going to show you now with a bigger one. Okay, so bigger, thicker wool and a bigger needle. So this one is a, I'm going slightly blind, 5mm red handle. Let me zoom it back a little bit. Oh, okay. Right, let's have a look then. So this is wool I had in my cupboard. Please do excuse the dog hair, Rottweiler hair. So let's just pull a bit out. Move it to the side. Right, so because this is thicker, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see it a bit easier. So pinch it. There we go. Pinch it. Go down, up and over, making a cross. And then turn your hand over. You're anchoring it there. So under, grab it, anchor it down with your finger, and then turn the bum of it handle upside down and towards you, and then let go of everything. And then grab your working yarn, which is this bit's called your working yarn because that's the one that's attached to the ball, and your thread, your end, tail, and then just gently pull. I'll show you that once more. So hold it, pinch, over and across, over, pick it up there, oh sorry, pick it up there, anchor it down with your finger if you need to, and then spin your bottom all the way round and up. Oh, that's not worked, has it? All the way round and up. Okay, so your needle's pointing, the point of it is facing upwards, and the bottom of it is here. And then let go of everything, and then grab both together and pull it. Okay. So that was not too bad. So the next one's just a chain. So remember, we're going through the needle, through the wool, pulling it through. Around the needle, pulling it through. So that's all you're doing, is picking up the yarn, pulling it through each time, look. That is literally it. That is just a normal US terms chain. Okay. If you can just see how easy that is. Don't hold the wool too tight because it just gets then that the tension is just too tight and you'll not be able to do anything with it. So just gently, if it sort of struggles to come through, just pull it down a little bit harder and give it a little wiggle and it will go through, see? And then you'll get the hang of doing it and it will be just nice, and the chain will look good, and so will your stitching. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just do a single crochet. So just pick any chain, like I say, it doesn't matter. So you're going to go through the chain. Sometimes this can be a little bit harder, especially if you've got a smaller, tighter needle. So you're going through the chain, picking up the yarn, back through, picking up the yarn, and through 2. Right, I'm going to zoom in just so you can just see that last bit. Okay. So remember, that one big hole there, that's the one that you've just used. So you want to go next to it. So that's that one. Push it through. Pick up the yarn. Pull it through. Wrap it round. And pull it through 2. And the next one. So that one's the hole. So we go to the next one. Sometimes it can be very difficult to see, especially if you're just starting out. So have patience with yourself. Oh, I've just done a double, sorry. Have patience with yourself and just sit. Don't be tight and like tighten up, otherwise it would be so difficult to do. So you're going through the next stitch, pick up the yarn, pull it back through, and then pick up the yarn again and go through and go through. Okay, so through the stitch, pick up the yarn, just going over, pull it through, over again, pull through, and there you go. So you need lots of practice at that, so just give it a good sort of amount of time that you're doing it. Don't rush it. People rush it. You're not going to learn overnight. But if you keep doing loads and loads of practice, you will find it will get easier, I promise. I know it doesn't feel like it right now. Let me just wrap that round so you can see them against each other. It will happen. Just be patient. You see the difference in the size there, look. This one's a lot finer and it's actually quite a lot softer. Okay, so pick a wool that you feel that it feels nice. It's up to you, whichever one. It's entirely up to you. Let me back that off a little bit so you can sort of see what we've got. You'll know if you feel like the feel of it. I mean, I've put mine on black card so you can see it easier. It's up to you. I mean, I don't usually use black card, but I wanted to make it so that it was easier to see it, the easiest way possible, really, for you guys. So hit that subscribe button. I've had some fantastic support so far, which has been amazing. I'm really looking to get my numbers up, so please hit that subscribe button. You won't miss any more videos then that are released in the future, any more stitches that I make, any clay work. I've got some wood burning to do. I've got a bit going on, so I will be releasing some videos quite a lot. So again, thanks for watching and I'll speak to you soon.